Boom. We are live. Hello. Welcome. We are cooking. We're cooking not only in the kitchen, but we are cooking with fire. I want to welcome everyone to tonight's Q Squared. Miss Liplock no more. Hello. 31 degrees with wintry mix falling here, so we're having to double up protection for the outdoor rescue kitty cats. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm here, but in and out for a while. Big love to all. Well, thank you, Miss Liplock no more. Much love to you. Big love from both Miss Q Carlock and myself. You've treated us so good on your channel. Much love to you. 12-step woman is in the house. Miss Jan is in the house. Good evening to you and welcome. We're getting things warmed up. You know how we do it. You know where we are. All right. Yes, we got Oklahoma in the building. We've got, let me just make an adjustment. Thank you, Oklahoma. Coming in here with your blue dress. Gymnastics 101 is in the house. Lakeisha Douglas is in the house. Miss Lorraine Muhammad is in the house. Peace and blessings be upon you and yours. DJ Better. Feels like 5 here. Oh my goodness. We gotta make sure the house is nice and warmed up. That is for sure. Miss Anna, much love to you. Miss Anna happens to be one of my, just one, out of the many, but just one of my biggest supporters. Miss Anna takes care of me. Much love to you. T. Sophia is in the house. Much love to you. Welcome, my brother, Mr. Boss Blake, in the house. D. Love is in the house. Renegade Patriot, coming in here with his blue suit, is in the house. Big time. Well, I'm not going to delay. We're going to get things kicked up and started. Hope everybody had a good week, good weekend, good week. You know what time it is when we hit the middle of the week. Absolutely. We're going to get down to business tonight. We got an update with Mr. David Robinson, who's going to join us for a very special Q Squared. So you know how I always say it. Let's go to work.
Bam, bam. Just continue to watch. That's all.
And we went in there. I could tell.
Q Squared.
It's time to get to it, them people need us. No rhyme or reason, we leaders. It never mattered the season. Every Wednesday we meeting. Justice is what we seeking. Come in and just have a seat and just listen to what we speaking. We be rocking all through the weekend. Them trollers, we never see them. We doing this our freedom. When shots and pimping, we eat them. A doubter to a believer. My people never deceive her. I'm rocking them double Q, and you know that I'm with my people. It ain't hard to do the math. What the realest, so you know that you can have. It's Q Squared. Every damn case we try to crack, we take a lot of feedback from the chat. You know it's Q Squared. It ain't a secret, and you know just where we at. You know it's Q Squared. That's John Q, Miss Q. It's a wrap.
Q Squared.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the realest podcast on YouTube.
Number 1, Q Squared.
We got Miss Q Carlock and Mr. John
Q holding it down.
You hear something come from Q's mouth, then you say Q said it.
Let's get it.
Y'all know what time it is, right? Let's do it.
It's time to go to work. Break it down.
Q2.
Let
me see them 8 balls. I need to see them blocks and keys. Put them in the chat.
Boom, we are here.
Hello, hello. It just felt like
Hello,
saying
Miss
that.
Q.
Period.
How are you?
I am good. Exhausted for some reason the last few days, but I'm making it. I'm
Mm,
surviving.
well, I see why. You've been putting a lot of
Mhm.
premieres out on your channel. My
Yeah,
goodness.
sheesh. I feel so behind. I'm serious. I'm like, oh my God.
Fell
But one
behind.
catnap at a time. I'm gonna get
I think you're a week in advance.
there. Well, thank you very much. I'll
Yeah,
try to remember that. Sheesh.
definitely.
Hi, Anna.
Definitely.
I see the little heart. I can't see all the chat, y'all, because I'm on my phone tonight. But love, love, and more love. Y'all know it.
Okay. We want to get a sound check because I don't have my headphones on tonight. Something going on. That means I got to
Ooh,
put,
Johnny got his
yeah,
headphones
I got to put them on the list to
on.
purchase again.
Oh no. No, you sound fine to me. Chat.
Okay.
Can you
No
heard that,
echo.
Johnny?
Okay.
No echo, nothing. Nope.
Oh, good. Good.
I
Good.
never would have known. They love. I see you, they love. Lorraine, Jan, Lakeisha, T Sophia, the Oklahoma, the gang's all here. Shoot, we might as well get started. Hey, Teresa. Awesome sauce. No, you sound fine. The chat,
Great.
I don't see if the chat is responding because I can only see so much though.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely dropping love and hellos and welcomes. Oh, we're 5x5, Teresa. Okay. 5x5 on the sound.
Okay,
We got
cool.
uh, Renegade Patriot in the house, holding it down with Miss Oklahoma.
Renegade.
We got Mr. Boss Blake in the house, our
Oh,
moderators
salute.
for tonight. Much love
Salute.
to you, Boss
Salute.
Blake.
Absolutely.
As always, you know you solid here.
Leanne Ferguson slipped in there and lip lock no more. I love you, lip lock.
Yeah, she's been holding us down on her channel every
Yeah.
time we do a special live Q squared, uh, basically with the case that we're working on, the Daniel
Mm-hmm.
Robinson case.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been holding it down. She's been getting the word and the message out there pertaining
Yes.
to the case. And whenever we have Mr. David Robinson with us, she puts it out there. Much love
Yeah.
goes to Lip Lock
She's
No More.
excellent for
Yeah.
that. Remember during the marathon, she was giving
Oh,
the blow by blow.
she was on
Yeah.
fire day
Get
after
that
day
word
after
out.
day coming right behind us.
I love it. Yes. So I had to give her extra kisses. Sweetheart. Hi, Sky Chan. I didn't see that one earlier. Network. Hey, I like that. Boss man, I like that.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out for what you've been doing with Miss V. Hot stuff.
yeah, big time, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Most
Mm-hmm. Gotta be
certainly.
like, I told him, John, I said, oh, y'all need to do it. Like, I can't do it though, because he don't understand. He'll be making all kinds of stuff. Like Christmas for me, I gotta have a beat. Birthday, I need a beat. Like I'm trying not to start something I can't finish.
Right.
Boss man
Yeah.
is too talented.
I can imagine what when you and him
Oh
hook
God.
up for yours, I can imagine what he gonna do for your channel.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Uh, it's gonna
God.
you it's gonna be phenomenal what he gonna do for
Yeah.
your channel because
I
you know
know.
the evidence of who you are is on your channel.
Well, I don't think he want to deal with that much pink and glitter. You know what I mean? Because that's me. I'm just a big ball of pink and glitter. I know he'll hook it up. Though. I'm gonna do it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be addictive. Look at you, Q
Oh
squared
yeah.
table talk. You got it sewed up.
Oh, I can imagine the beat he's going to use on your channel. You're going to have
Mm-hmm.
that. Oh, you're going to have that sassy, spicy, flavory beat. I know it. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
He said,
I
"Better
know it's
believe
coming.
it."
Yeah, all you got to do is just have the conversation with him. Just have it there. Just say, "Do me a favor, you know, uh, uh, I'm
Look
ready.
it up.
I'm ready.
Right.
Let,
Right.
let me see what you're going to do for me. I'm ready. And let him go to work. Let him
And
go to
let him
work.
go.
That's
You're
it.
right. You're
That's
right.
it.
And then
And
the magic happens.
and then you know what to do. You go to your preview studio and say, okay, Mr. Boss Blake, throw it up there. Let me see what you got.
And then you fall in love because it's perfect. That's how it
Yeah,
usually goes.
it's solid. It comes out good.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You
we're
know it.
gonna work it out, boss. He said whatever I want. Okay,
There
okay,
you
you're gonna
go.
be
There
clear
you
for that.
go. Nah, we got the hookup. We got the hookup.
I
Cool.
love it. Yes.
Miss You New is in the house. Much
You
love to you, Miss
knew.
You New.
Hey, baby.
Miss
Hey.
Leslie B is in the house.
My
Ah,
Leslie B's here.
we
Hey,
got the
boo.
solid moderator team joining us tonight for a special Q squared with Mr.
Hey,
David
Lisa.
Robinson, who's come back to join us again, to give us updates, to speak with us about his progress on his search for Daniel. And
Wonderful.
we're just so blessed on both my channel and, of course, Miss Q's channel to have David really work with us and us work with him to see what we can do to assist, to try to
Yeah,
help him to find Daniel to bring him home.
yeah. Any way we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And we are working
So happy.
diligently every single day to make sure that every step that we take moves us closer to doing just that.
Yes. Yep. And it's actually going forward. It's going to be interesting how it all pans out, but one day at a time.
Yeah,
That's all you can do.
absolutely. So without delaying the
Hmm.
time, and I know everybody's excited. They want to get to speak
Hmm.
with Mr.
David.
David Robinson
Yeah,
once
they don't
again
want us up
tonight.
here. We can log off and
Yeah,
just
I
let them.
know. I'll tell you what, we'll bring him up and then you and I will go backstage and we'll just let David handle everybody. We'll just let
Uh,
everybody in the
only,
chat. Yeah.
only if you got ice cream back there, or
Yeah.
I'm not coming.
Got ice cream. What you need?
Yeah.
What you need? What you need?
I think we just go for old fashioned vanilla. Keep it
Vanilla. I
simple.
knew you were going to say vanilla. Okay. Because you know what we're going to throw on top, but don't say
Oh yeah.
it.
Yep, it's all yours, David. We'll be back.
Yeah. We'll give you the show and you can do it all tonight.
He could handle it. He's been on
Yeah,
enough damn shows. He could handle it. Good
definitely.
Lord.
So without
We'll be
further
here,
ado, I bring
baby.
to you Mr. David Robinson is with us tonight.
Welcome,
Hello, how
David.
you
Look at that
doing?
smile. Look at
I,
there.
I
That's how you
ran
come
into a
in.
I ran into a headset. I don't know where I found it at, but I think it belonged to somebody, but I found
He
it.
Oh
said I
yeah,
ran
see
into
that reminds me. I've got to get my headset because it broke tonight. As like that's from using it. That's
That's
all.
right.
it. Right. We always hear you
Absolutely.
good anyway, though, David, but that's cool. You got your little headphones on. Good to see
Yeah, I try
you.
to change it up a little bit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Excuse me.
I never wear headphones. I don't know. They drive me crazy.
Oh
I
yes,
just can't do it. I can't. And luckily, I never really get an echo or anything because I never wear headphones.
yes.
Yeah, I
But
got
I'm gonna tell
hair
you
though.
first off, forgive my voice. I'm losing it a little bit, so just bear with me.
Uh-oh, you been cussing them out?
just a little, just a little family talk. I tell you like that.
Oh, okay, okay. Understood. John, I know David's on the time schedule and stuff tonight.
Yes.
I'm just gonna kind of free fall with you. So I know you got some things on your mind. Y'all do what men do, you know what I'm saying?
Oh well,
That's right.
I was going to do the reverse. I was going
Ah!
to let you step up. I was going to let you step up and warm
Okay.
us up tonight. You see, we got the
Okay.
fiery background, so I put that
I
up there
saw
for you.
that.
I put that up there for you. You know.
Oh, I
There you
said,
go.
oh shit, it's
Kind
going
of
down tonight.
get the fire rolling tonight because that's where we are. That's
I
where we
love it.
are. Yeah.
Okay, well shit, let me know something. I saw the fire though. I said, ooh, what's going down?
Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna do? Watch this. We're going to
Don't
do
play with
something
me.
very special tonight. I promise
He
you.
better not do
Watch
nothing.
this. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh God,
Miss Q and Mr. David Robinson.
he
take
playing
this.
games now. He
Watch
playing
this.
games, David. Don't you do? I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do that. Ever since he learned that little trick, this is what I got to deal with, David.
That's right.
Get your butt back here, John. All right, you know what, David? This is our house tonight. What you want to
That's
talk
right.
about? You know what I'm
First, I
saying?
want to tell everybody hello. Thank you so much. I see them
There you
in the
go.
chat saying hello. So hello to everyone. I really appreciate
Look
you.
at the love. Yep, you got some blue hearts in there. Can you see all of that?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
That's a good place to start. Yep. Randy's giving you a shout out down there. Hey, Mr. Robinson. Y'all so sweet. Put some more blue hearts in the chat. Well, then, if I'm gonna set it off, you know how I do, John. David, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Staying busy. I'll try to do everything I can to bring my son home. Get all the
Mm,
answers I can. I got some good news, somewhat good news today, and just keep on pushing for more good news.
yes, every day. That's what I said. One day at a time.
That's right.
The good news. Can you share it or not yet?
Yes, yes. In fact, I can. I did get a call, and I think it's all because of the pressure campaign. Of course, I was a little disappointed last Saturday for the Buckeye Police Department. They came out empty-handed. I was happy they came out, but they did that before, came empty-handed. But this time, I think it was Lieutenant Angel told me that he was going to get this thing going over the weekdays. So he did call me back today. I almost gave him one more day to see what happened. Try to see if I
Mhm.
can get them to the end of the week, see if they keep their promises. But he called me today. Said
Yes.
they've been out there today. They did a little recon of the well site to make sure they had the will be getting the proper equipment to look down in the wells. They are calling out for the cadaver dogs I asked for, and
Yeah.
also those wells. They're going out. I mean, oh, sorry, the mines. They're going
Mm.
out tomorrow to assess that also, and when they get it all together, of course they're gonna make sure I'm there. That's one of my stipulations because I told Lieutenant Angel, if I'm not part of it, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? In my
Right.
opinion. So she
Mhm.
says going to make sure that happened. But the point of them calling me and give me an update, I
That's
say that's
awesome.
progress. And also that's
Mhm.
part of you guys, pressure campaign, just calling, emailing, things like that
Yes.
just help out. So I really
Yeah.
appreciate your hard work. And, it's we're getting that Buckeye Police Department to do a little movement. So I'm really happy about
Yeah.
that.
That's so awesome. Yes, that's
Yes.
great. I mean,
Right.
especially with them if they went out and recon the area,
That's right.
that's gonna be how many is there a lot of mines and things that do you need them to search around there? Is there a lot of them?
Well, it's two mines I was concerned about, possibly three, but there are many mines out there, and that's only
Mm,
the two or three that I discovered.
mm,
Not me personally, but the volunteers, with his drone, give
yeah.
me some drone footage, give me the coordinates, and to be able to locate those mines. But I'm sure it's a lot more, especially on the east
Mm,
side of Sun Valley Parkway. I got a little update about that today. I was unaware of those.
sheesh.
It's a lot of mines out there. If you look up the well site, there's thousands of them. Most of them have been managed by the BLM, Bureau of Land Management. A lot of them are not blocked off and things like that. So you have to be careful, especially the ones that the ones I know of. They are vertical
Mhm.
mines; they go straight down. So I'm sure there's a lot more in that area because the ones I found. Well, I keep saying I found the volunteers that we
Yeah,
have
I
is
do.
that's unmarked. It's not on any map or anything like that. So that's the
Mhm.
reason why I had to give them the coordinates, and I waited purposely, waited to the day of the search to give them the coordinates because I was afraid that Buckeye would do what I assumed they would have did this week. Also, is to say, hey, yeah, we went out there on our own. We didn't bring you along, but we searched and we didn't
We
find
did it.
anything or something like that. So, I didn't want that to happen. I want to make sure I'm present when
Yeah,
they search.
absolutely. Because how, like you said, if I wasn't there, it didn't happen,
Right.
and that's very possible. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
I get it. Because you wanted to be there the first time when they did some stuff. but they made some moves like without you, right?
Yeah, that's with the Civil Air Patrol. You know, they didn't know I was coming. I didn't believe the first search, which I found out is I was correct. They didn't do that first search where they put in the police report that they had the helicopter. They may have gotten the helicopter, but they didn't do any kind of search. Definitely, the helicopter didn't fly over the area where my son went missing, the well site. That's for sure. And also, just because of that, I decided to take my daughter. We went up there early that morning without letting them know that was coming. Of course, they did have Civil Air Patrol out there, but like I said, that's when I tried to go in the gate with them to verify that they're going to search. They had actually had a guard at the gate, one of the Civil Air Patrol vehicles, to block me from entering because they need to go down there by themselves or for whatever reason. So
That's
yes,
crazy.
they did it before. I was questioning. I'm still questioning their tactics because, see, as far as I'm concerned, even Civil Air Patrol didn't do a proper search. Because they didn't find anything. They didn't find the salt that was over there a few
Right.
hundred feet away from the well site, and they didn't find my son's vehicle. That was only 2.5 miles away. So what I'm saying is, if I wasn't there and see it verified with my own eyes, they didn't do it, or they didn't do it properly.
I don't blame you, especially after going through that already.
That's right.
So remember, I mentioned to you that in the police report, the first time they requested, the first officer that requested from his supervisor, the helicopter, his supervisor denied it.
Right.
So are you saying that, because I know they requested, well, then it says that his auntie, Daniel's auntie, reached out to them.
That's right.
And then they decided to approve the helicopter. Did they search in the helicopter after that? Because they did say they approved it once they talked to her.
And that's when I had just gotten to the city limits of Phoenix with my auntie. She called and she was really excited. Dave, we got the bird and some Firebird. They said they have some Firebird helicopter. I later found out it was Phoenix helicopter. They say, yeah, they did. They denied it the first time when I called. I was on the way up. Like I said, I was in constant contact with the Buckeye Police Department. I've been asking the whole way to have them to get the helicopters out there. But before I even left home, that's the reason why I left, because the next morning on the 24th, that's when they told me they weren't going to have. They've been denied, so they weren't going to go look for my son. So that's why I left. But yes, by the time I got here to Phoenix, like I said, yeah, they say they had that bird in the air.
They said they did, but that's where we still don't think they did it, even after the approval, right?
And the reason why is because like I tell everybody, the first thing I wanted to do, because I had no reason other than that Buckeye said they wasn't going to search for my son because he's a grown man, he can leave if he want to, basically what they told me. And that's one of the reasons why I got up here. But the other reason is I need to look this man in the face. This guy that telling the officers that my son somehow waved off to him and drove off in the desert just to disappear, not to be seen again. So Ken. And that was my first priority on the ground, is to look this man in the eye. So a grown man, we have to look man to man, and I know Mr. Q, he know what I'm talking about. Some other man gonna tell you something, we need to look eye to eye. I need to look the man in his face and see him tell me that, So in that discussion, he did tell me one thing that made me question that helicopter search, and that was I asked him because it was a couple of days after my son went missing, and it's like, hey, were you out here yesterday when they had the was you out here yesterday? Basically, he said, yeah, I was there all day. I said, oh, so you were out here when they came to search the well and they had the helicopters out? They say, well, I ain't personally seen them, but I heard they supposed to be out here. So when he said that gave me an indication that they wasn't there, because how you can be at the well site and don't see any officer or hear the helicopter. So it's impossible. That desert is very quiet. You can almost hear a pin drop when you're out there. It's so quiet. So it's impossible for him not to helicopter. And then also the officers wasn't on the scene on the area where the well is located. And that's the reason why they didn't know where it was last Saturday, and I had to show it to them because they never been there.
Wow, that's so fucked up.
Yes,
it's Yeah, it's crazy. Like, why not? And I'm going back through it, but I don't remember helicopter information. I remember drone information,
Right.
and even
Yeah.
that
No.
was subpar.
And I did hear from the rancher, and
Okay.
I smiled because some other things came to my mind when I mentioned him. But
Mm.
I did hear from the rancher, and he said that it was no helicopter. There was just drone. That's what he was telling me up front. This before
Mhm.
they put that in the report about the
Mhm.
helicopters and things like that. He said, hey, it wasn't this, blah, 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 but I knew it was consistent because when I had that meeting with the Buckeye Police Department, they finally turned over, they say, all the pictures over to me because I was fussing with Chief Hall. He kept using the word plural, like pictures. We took pictures. And I'm like, y'all gave me one picture. Where are
Right.
these pictures you took? You're talking
Yeah.
plural right now. So he promised it to me. He gave me, the detective gave it to me on a flash drive. He said, this is all the pictures that we have of what we took that day. And then the crazy part on the flash drive, they got it labeled drone footage. No helicopter
Yeah.
footage,
Yeah.
drone footage. So it's consistent with that guy told me that he saw on the scene. They just had a drone out there. So it
That's
never was a helicopter out there. Never was like Detective Biffin said, they was flying so low, the man hanging out the side. I mean, I know now I look at it, he's really marking me now. I look at it because he's telling me, oh, the man hanging out the helicopter, looking down on the ground. Helicopter's flying so low, you can put your hand in the air and touch the bottom of it. He's
they
making
did.
fun of me, because he think I would believe anything. At the time, I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted to hear anything because I wanted to hear them looking for my
Right.
son. I wanted to hear
Mhm.
that they were actually taking my son's disappearance seriously. So,
Mhm.
of course, I wanted to hear something that they were
Yeah.
doing at the time.
Yeah, for sure. I just actually, well, I stopped reading and I've been editing, but the next section is all Biffin. So I'll have more insight to see everything that he said and did, and the report is a little weird. In the involvement section, they have everybody that they interacted with. Um, there's a different case listed on there, and the person is a deceased person, and
Mhm.
it just says mentioned. Do you know what that's about?
And I looked at the day. That was on the first report too,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure that part out too. I was like, certain things they say.
Mm-hmm.
What do they mean by that? And I need to ask those questions because they do have it marked on there, and I don't know what that means.
They
So,
do.
yes, one
Yeah.
thing, yeah, there's a lot of questions with that kind of stuff. It's kind of strange.
When I first saw it, I said, "What the hell?" I said, "Well, no." I said, "I don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe this is just, like a generic report, and there's some other people's stuff on here." But as I go through it, it's like, no, everything on here is pertaining to Daniel.
That's right.
So that somehow that case intertwined with his case. I don't know if somebody called in and said, "Hey, check this out." What?
Mm,
But everything listed under involvements is nothing but the people and the interactions that they had for Daniel for his case. So that somehow came into question. So I would definitely say, why did y'all have to look into this deceased person? Did y'all think it was Daniel or what? You know what I'm saying? But
right.
there's a
Right.
reason. And so I went to try to look the case up, but their stuff is different, and you have to do it's a little bit of a process. You can't just pull the record right up. I couldn't find it. Um,
I know there are
uh,
disclaimers and all that kind of stuff, I believe.
it was like most of the time, even if you just pay a few bucks, you can just get a copy. But I forget what there said, but it was really restrictive. Like you
Yeah,
have
they
to get
changed it.
permission.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I was
changed it,
like,
and I think in light of me putting a lot of things in public, because the first time when this first happened, it wasn't that restrictive, and I did notice I call it a contract. They changed it to a contract, and if you
yeah,
really read it, it's almost like they tried to write some things. I'm sure their lawyers did it to write some things that if I take that, for instance, as a father, and I put it in the public, there might be some penalties against me, in a sense, because they want to
right,
make it non-public. You can get it because it's public information, but at the same time, like putting it on like news or whatever, you're responsible for that kind of stuff. So I kind
Yeah.
of read some of that stuff into that new stuff they added to achieving or getting the police report.
We got to get that report. We got to know what that other case was about. You know what I mean? It's just it's in there and it's at the top. And they talked to this, or they checked into this in August. You know what I mean? Like, what's up?
Yeah, and the first two reports they gave it to me. Like I told you before, the first report was given to me about a couple of days when I went up there. Like I said, about to have the meeting with Chief Hall and staff, and they told me it was a partial report. Hey, look, it's not completed yet, but we'll have a full report. Like within that week. And the reason why they said it was able to have a full report because they didn't have any more leads. And I mean, they immediately told me they had no leads and they didn't have an investigation. So they gave me at the same time, they gave me my son's things. And like I tell everybody, it was marked for safekeeping. It wasn't never marked as evidence. So you cannot be doing an investigation without evidence. And but now, because in light of me bringing that out, they say, "Oh, we're doing an investigation." I mean, they even called me one day a few months ago and said, "Oh yeah, we're still investigating." I said, "When y'all started investigating?" "Oh, we always been investigating." I'm like, that's strange. You didn't tell me that. And not only you told me the opposite, and then also they put it on their Facebook page that they exhausted all their leads, and they immediately after I gained some attention, they took that off. But they didn't know I'm friends with some of the local news people, and they the one gave me a copy. So if they ever come back one day, I can say, "Hey, y'all said this day on blah blah blah." So nothing that's ever get erased is still there on Facebook when they said it exhausted all their leads and they didn't have an investigation. So they can't play both sides of the fence.
No, you can't. Like, for instance, the police report at the end of so far, every officer's narrative I've seen, it says, damn near verbatim, this report is open until we find Daniel. So on
they said it
paper,
now, right?
Yeah, on paper, they
right.
committed themselves.
That's right.
So they need to keep investigating. They did not say it's closed. I don't know why they would give you all his stuff back if it's an open investigation.
Yeah, and so that's why the question would be to the public. Just ask yourself a question: if they're really doing their job, why do I have everything that they need to do an investigation? I have Dane's clothing, I have his vehicle, I have everything, cell phone. So what are they investigating? I mean, what evidence they need to have if it turns out to be foul play? What evidence they have to prosecute the person that done something? They don't. They contaminated this thing so bad by not doing forensics work to handing things over to me. So they messed my son's case up at the beginning. They're scrambling to try to cover their behind. So I don't know how your show is. I want to use some words, but just cover themselves, and they're doing everything they can. They're squeezing through twisters just to try to make themselves look good, and because it's a useless fight for them, because they know at the end I'm sure they're hoping I don't find Daniel or anything like that, because they know it's coming out at the end of all of this.
They wanted to just go away, but I think they know now you're not going away.
Oh no, it's not going to happen.
They need to just come clean, and I mean, right your wrongs. Whatever you did wrong, just fix it.
Right.
Oh my God. So we don't know exactly when Lieutenant Angel is going to bring the stuff out. He going to get back with you and let you know.
Yeah, he says this week. I hope he do it, because I need to get out there. Of course, I'm not going out there alone with the Buckeye Police Department. He yesterday fell in the well, I mean, mine or whatever. Nah, it's not going to be none of that, I'll be live streaming and all that. I already got that set up, live streaming and everything. So
awesome. Very good. For real. For your protection.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for real. Because we don't want to have to burn Buckeye down. You know what I mean? We already cooked. Okay, let me hush. No, I'm glad we got to talk about that a little bit, because that report is getting under my skin. The more I go into it, I'm like, I see how they took things out of context and then typed it in there. And then just once you type those words, they're like, ingrained or engraved. And it's like, why did y'all write that? Why did y'all say that? And it don't seem like they really knew like when I asked you about Daniel, they said acting odd. I think it's odd that that word is in the report so many times. You said it, Davisha said, everybody said odd. It's like,
Everybody still happen to say odd. I don't
right.
even use that word. That's not a word in my well. I know the word, but I wouldn't use it in my vocabulary to explain anything.
Weird, so weird.
You know, that wouldn't be a choice of word for me. I think the officer, he used that word. That's why he happened in there so much, because that's his interpretation of what everybody said, I'm sure.
That's crazy though. Like, because I got it when you said, when I did read it, I said, okay, well, they said he's acting odd. And then the second officer got clarity from you. And when I read that, I said, oh, well, I get it. He didn't, even if you had said, oh, he acting odd, strange, peculiar, weird, whatever word you said, when you explained what you explained as a mom, as a parent, it made sense. You weren't saying the same thing Ken was saying at all. You were just saying my son was talking crazy to me
Well, you
based
know,
on
and
the way I
that's
saw
it.
him.
I was just saying, my son, he asked the question, "Do you notice anything?" You know, days prior. That's the kind of question they ask the family. You know,
Mhm.
and when they asked me that, of course, I'm like, you know, yeah, try. You know, you sit back and try to think of anything. You know,
Right.
just try to help. And one of the things I did mention is that my son called me 2 nights prior, and we had our 2 hour conversation long, but he was talking all over the place. You know, so I had to slow him down and say, "Hey, son, let's talk the beginning. Let's start over so I can get what you're talking about." You know, so he changed from one subject to me, seemed like the same subject, which
Right.
actually was the same subject. But he had so much to say
He
about
was
that
hyper.
subject. He was just all over the place. So I just pretty much slowed him down, and we just kept on talking. So to me, that's how I explained it to him. And then he must have wrote, well, the father said he was acting odd. So I didn't use the word odd or any kind of statement saying how he was acting weird or odd
Yeah.
or whatever. I didn't use any kind of word like that. I just pretty much explained it. Just like my daughter, I think
They
when
did
he
say.
asked us the same thing, you know, hey, look, you
Mhm.
can think of any time, and the way to make it like, you know, you can think about a month ago or something, you know. And she said, hey,
Mhm.
I remember this one time, you know, that he was staring off in the
Right.
house and or something out of other. And
Mhm. That's
so they
exactly
say,
what
oh,
she
she
said.
said it's
Yeah.
odd or something, you know, he's acting odd, you know. She was explaining what she saw, you know what I'm saying, a while ago. But you know, you got
Yeah.
to put in context what happened after that. Was he doing that her entire time? You know, no,
Right.
that's he's not staring
They
off
didn't.
every day. That stare wasn't for several days. You know, it was just only
Right.
for whatever length of time she observed that. So
Yeah.
I think it had nothing to do with his disappearance.
They should have been more clear on that.
Right.
But it's like they had a narrative at that point, so they just kept going with that because I would have wanted to know, well, when exactly was that? I mean, I don't even know the time frame based on the report. It just says literally once he was at my house and he stared off in the distance. And it's like, well, shit, I probably stared off in the distance 5 times today. I mean, that cannot be. Come on now.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question though, if I can. I'm
Yeah.
questioning you now.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling, like I
Go
said,
for it.
Q said I can take over the show, so here I go.
It's all yours. There you go.
Nah,
He
just
should have
messing.
brought his headphones.
Okay, if y'all's in the report and
Okay.
you look at the conversation between my son and this young lady, right?
Yes.
If you
Yes.
go in that report and you count, don't separate this, count back and forth conversation, the whole conversation. Well, you think it'll be 1, 2, 3 pages of conversation, like text all the way down. If you look at this is for my son's, I'm gonna show it to you because it got numbers on there,
Okay.
but it's marked off because what we did is we went through at the dawn on me today, and I'm saying, you know what? Let me go back through this phone record again. It's 3 pages of conversation between them. We don't know what they're saying, but it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Only thing we got is the incoming, outcome, incoming, outcome. We can't, of course, we can't see what they're talking about,
Right.
but I can guarantee you, we count the in and out.
Not that.
It won't be add up to 3 pages of
It's not.
conversation. So it always dawned on me, you know, keep on bothering me with the Buckeye, why they purposely allow someone to send something to them and they put it in a report. Hey,
Right.
I want you to fix this right here. This is my interpretation. You
Yeah.
need to fix it the way you need to fix it. Send it me, and I'm gonna put it in a report. Because we're gonna
Exactly.
mark this guy as a stalker. We're gonna mark him this way, and make him a victim of himself, you know what I'm saying, or some type of way. That's the way I take it, because
Yes.
that didn't belong in there at all, unless she has some involvement in it. So
Yes.
I look at this all the time today, and I was looking at it all day, and that's some of the reasons why I had some little family conference going on. But I'm looking at it all day, and you know, I'm like, okay, so they was extensively having conversation,
Yeah,
but
you would
only
think.
her version made it in the report. I don't get that. Why they say they pulled her? They claim they pulled my. I never gave them in the paperwork, so that's a line in the report either. Oh, we work with the family, and I think something like the first report don't say that. First will say we obtained phone records and bank statement, but then they changed it to say we'll work with the family. Kind of outlined on the bottom.
With
We
the aid
work with
of
the
the
family,
family.
like we gave them paper. I
Mhm.
never gave them paper. And I'm saying I stand by my daughter's witness. We're sitting across each other from the detectives at a table, and I was holding the phone like this, strolling down, showing, and he was leaning on the table looking like this, strolling
Wow.
down the phone, and they call that obtaining phone records. They never got
Wow.
any kind of paper from us to this day. They never got anything from Sprint, T-Mobile. And if
Because
you
they
look in the
needed to
report, they
win.
keep calling my. I mean, all kind of mistakes. They call my son's Uconet. They call it OnStar, because
OnStar.
they didn't
Yeah.
ever look at OnStar. They never even tried to get nothing from that Uconet. I'm sure they didn't. If we was to
Now,
find out to get some details, they'd probably even do that either. But they put in the report. That's why they kept calling it OnStar when it's a Uconet. So
correct.
they say, "Oh, we went to Uconet." I mean, you know, I mean OnStar. We went to OnStar and we talked to OnStar. Why are you talking to OnStar? My son don't even have an OnStar in his vehicle. So you know, it's things like that that's so inconsistent with the Buckeye Police Department. They're just purpose to put whatever they can in that report, and I know 9 times out of 10, a lot of people in the public will just take anything police would
Mhm.
say, and without
Mhm.
question, without anything. But this, they got the wrong guy. You know, what I'm saying, this is my son missing. I question everything. You know, so that's how things work for me.
Straight up. And you're absolutely right about the phone records. I haven't edited that part, but I read through that part again last night, and I actually blew up the text messages on that part of the video. I mean, even when I enlarged it, I didn't use more than like 2 screens, because it's really a very one-sided conversation,
It's
David.
one
It
sided.
really
That's right.
is. Yeah, you can totally
Yes.
tell. And
Yes.
she uploaded that directly herself to evidence.com, because they requested that she do. She said, I'll send you screenshots. And he wrote, well, I told her to just upload it directly to evidence.com. Within a few minutes of that conversation, she did. Now, something else I noticed when I went through those text messages, I'm not looking at it right now, but I will tell you on about the point in that News Nation report on Sunday. By Sunday night, if you look at that report again, you'll notice everything prior to that has a date
Mhm.
and a time. When you hit Sunday, you just get a date and a message. So if they were actual screenshots, everything should be uniform,
That's right.
everything. But on that second page, when it gets really weird, there's no date. So to me, that sounds very doctored.
It is. It's very doctored. I'm just looking at this phone record, and I can use an
Mhm.
example. This one, I'm going to use one date. What they have in the report, and what's the actuality between my son and this young lady.
Okay.
On, for instance, on July the 21st, they had multiple back and forth. Daniel's hit her up a couple times. So like, I think he sent her like 4 messages here, right?
Okay.
Let's see, 1, 2. Well, let me get this right. Oh, he sent her 2 messages. I guess I don't know if she'll answer that or not, but it's 2 messages. But at 3:49, she sent 2 responses. But in the report she spoke 1 response. And that's the things. So we're looking at things like that. We mark it off, we kind of make our own little points and mark it off where the inconsistencies in the report. They like, where's her other text message that's not in the report? Right under
Exactly.
in the same context, in the same slot it should be.
Yeah.
And you know, if Buckeye claimed they had got the phone records like they claimed they did, they would have saw that. They would have went in the report and say, well, she said this, but this is what we got in the report. It's kind of like I said before, it's convenient that the Detective Biffin, one thing he told me, he said, because I asked him about the memory card. He said, well, nobody touched the phone but me. I put the phone from the scene, I put it in my back pocket so nobody had it. It's
Wow.
convenient to me that all the text messages just between her and him are missing out that phone.
Yeah.
So, and it goes without question in the police report. It goes without even thinking about it because it's not even in the police report. You don't see anything in the police report. Well, we searched the phone. It's been wiped. You know, this been missing, this blah, blah, blah. You see none of that. So it's things that bother me. And that's the reason why, thanks to Mr. Q, he gave me some steam of fire to put with my going out to get this FBI involved. So help me out even further. So yes, we definitely need that, you know, the FBI involvement on this case because somebody's doing something and we get to the bottom of it.
You're right about that. I pulled it up while you were talking, and I'm telling you, it messed me up last night. And the reason I really keyed into it is because when we did the Q squared a few weeks ago, and I read through this, I remember I had to jump to a calendar to get the date at a certain point in the text messages because it stopped showing up. It would just say, okay, let's say, and when we start the text messages, you can literally see Monday, June, blah, blah, blah. Okay, June 13th, 2:29 a.m. Next message, Sunday, June 13th, 2:29. They still might be missing some, but you see how we have a full day, date, and time. By the time you get to Thursday, June 17th.
Hold on a second, let me see what you're looking at. Yeah, June 17th, go ahead.
That's the last time you see a date. Thursday, June 17th, 6:39. And then it's got, right there is where it starts with, please stop showing up. Okay, I won't ever again. Heart emojis. It's weird. It gets weird. And then the next day that you see, that was Thursday. The next thing you see is Saturday, 12:44 p.m. Daniel, can we hang out? There's no date. It's not the same format at all.
Like it was added.
Correct.
But you know, can you go back to that 17th? How many because we have, you know, I'm looking at the report. I don't have it on front of me right now to tell you exactly by my memory. But it was 4. They had 4 times that, you know, Buckeye Police Department, you know, the times that it been 4 times, 4 text messages are missing on that report on the 17th because they had 4 more conversations between each other, text messages. And if it's less than, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they don't have 8 things there, rather between him and her, that's what I'm talking about.
They have,
according to his, you know, his record, there's a lot more there. That's what I'm trying to say.
There's 7 on the report. That's it.
Okay.
For that day. So there's 1 missing. I think you said 8 you have, right?
Right. That's right.
And it bothers me because there is 1 missing now. We know that from his records. Right there is where the format changes in this crap that they let her upload to evidence.com. And then you jump to from Thursday to Saturday. So based on this, what she sent them, those records you're looking at, David, there should be no communication between them. Okay. Friday, for sure. That whole Friday it doesn't exist in this report. Friday, they did not talk based on this. And then Saturday at noon, he says, can we hang out? But the format is different. There's no date. And then after that, it just stays the same way. It's just Saturday, 1:48. And then it jumps Sunday, 12:14. By the time you get to Monday, it's a run-on. Like Monday looks like they had a whole conversation. 1, 2, they talked a lot, looks like, on Monday. And then Tuesday pops up, and there's just that one little message. 3:07, the world can get better, but I'll have to take all the time I can, or we can, whatever to name it. I'll either see you again or never see you again. For me, I feel like somebody was playing with his phone from Thursday to Tuesday. I don't know. It just I don't know him like you do, but it doesn't look like he was a part of this conversation after the format changes. But why did the format change? If I screenshot every conversation you and I have had since the day we met, David, every screenshot is going to look exactly the same. If it has a date, a time, and it's going to all be there, unless I have something like text now. Have you heard of that? through
No.
Google Phone, Text Now. There where you can have these internet phone numbers, basically. So I can go to the Text Now app and I can get any number I want, any area code I want, and that'll be my secondary phone number. It comes through my cell phone through the app. When you go in there and print from there, you can kind of, I think it would look more like this, to be really honest. I'm thinking that there was a secondary number kind of set up for these calls, honest to God, like a Text Now, because I need to screenshot this report so you can see what I'm saying. This format should be exactly the same for everything that she uploaded. And it's not. That's just weird all by itself.
Yes, yes, a lot of inconsistency and things like
Yeah,
that.
this is horrible right here. Oh my God.
Yeah, I want to make something clear though. I saw one person in the chat was saying SIM card. No, it was the memory card that was missing out the
Memory
phone. So
Yes.
just want to make sure that's accurate.
Okay. Yeah, the memory card was missing, which
Yes.
is crazy. That would be all his photos. Anything he didn't save directly to his phone would have been on that memory card. All his
Right.
pictures, if they was kicking it and videoing or anything, like, it's gone. It's all gone.
And the weird part is I just got that memory card for my son. He was asking me for more memory for his phone, and I sent him a card. And that's the reason why I asked why it was missing, because I knew he had one since I don't want to send it to him, you know. And I
Right.
went to go look in that phone and it was missing. The SIM card is there, but the memory card is there. It's gone. So I immediately talked to, like I say, talking to Detective Biffin, and he told me, I got him on record on that too, that nobody had the phone but him, and he put it in his pocket, which I didn't think about at the time, but I that further let people know that they didn't do any forensic work on that scene. You don't put
A phone.
any kind of phone or anything you got off the scene in your
Evidence.
pockets, right? It goes in bags, and he said he had it in his pocket, nobody had it, and so
Okay, so he incriminated himself.
right, yeah. So you don't do things like that. That's proper. That's not proper policing, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a expert, but that's don't sound right to me.
Not at all. But he incriminated himself because clearly stuff is missing off the phone. And then, sir, if you say you're the only one that had the phone, then you must have took this stuff off.
Oh, and the second thing is they cloned the phone. He told me that also in the same conversation. I later talked to my attorney. She was hitting high heaven because that's against the law. My son have a constitutional right. They're claiming that he's just a missing person on their behalf.
Right.
They don't have a warrant to do that, and so the phone is cloned. So the thing is, what gets me, so I was actually took the phone with me back to South Carolina when I went there for Christmas. I didn't turn the phone on because they said, I cloned this phone. So in my thinking, maybe they know exactly what the phone, what I'm doing. If I turn it on, they know where I'm at, and I don't trust cloneness, So, but that's definitely against the law. They never, because he can't never say he didn't do it. I have him on recording. So, and which is crazy to me. I told Buckeye them that in that interrogation room they put it in, the Sergeant Hanneman, I think his name was. I mentioned, I said, I record all my phone calls. And he said, you call all your phone calls? I said, all of them. Then he turned red in the face and jumped up and went out the room because he was saying some things on the phone.
He knew.
He said some things on the phone, and he said something in the interrogation room telling us to commit a crime. He was telling us to break in my son's apartment because they can't get a warrant. Why don't y'all break in there? Just don't get caught, you know what I'm saying? And then call us and we'll come in and, that type thing,
Wow.
When an officer would tell you to commit a crime, So that's exactly what's going on. And I have them doing that, and they know this stuff. So that's the reason why, he turned red in the face, he didn't record it. It's a one-party state, and I was in my legal bounds to do that. So
yeah, you're smart to do that.
Yes.
I mean, you don't know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? You don't know exactly who done what. So you got to cover your butt for real.
That's right. That's right.
John, can you share my screen, please?
Yeah. Also, you bring up a very good point, and I will share your screen. I just saw two of them up here, and I'm going, okay.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't need. You don't need to put me up.
I got
I'm
two
taking
Carlock
over.
back here 3 times. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I'm your captain now.
I thought she was cloning herself, Q.
You don't have to put me back up. Just the screen
I
when
said,
you're ready.
I got one of them. Wait a minute. Where's 2 coming from?
Me and David are taking this thing over, John. Haven't you heard?
Yeah, my goodness.
Two of me
You
and
bring
one
up
David. It's on up in here.
you
Go
bring up
for
a
it.
very good you bring up a very good point. David, if you could look at what you have in terms of the text messages and go to Monday, it would be on page 17, Monday at 3:46 p.m. You'll see that there's an exchange of text messages, all in quotes. You
What
got
date was that
Correct.
again?
Daniel.
If you share screen, John, that's exactly what I'm putting up, the text message page.
Oh, that's what you're
Yep.
going to do? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
well, oh,
But
my
So yeah, I
bad.
what
can
date
see
was
it
Okay.
that?
online. The
It,
17th, I think he said. We're gonna put it
it'll
up
be
on the
the
screen.
17th, the very last
Okay.
transmission. Yeah, you will
Okay.
see. Well, I'm gonna let Miss Q on it because I believe
I'm
she's
just
gonna
gonna put it
cover
up for
exactly
you.
what my thought is. Did you want me to
I just
put
want to show how
just a
weird it
screen?
looks.
Okay.
Yeah, just a screen, babe, not me. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is bothering me a lot because I listen. I've been an administrative assistant for my whole life, and I've
Hmm.
created forms and documents and things like that. This is not the proper format. If somebody took a screenshot and uploaded it, everything, okay, see, Sunday, June 13th, 2:29 a.m., blah, blah, blah. Sunday, June 13th, 2:29. We've got times, we've got dates, we got the day of the week, we got all of that. But I'm just going to scroll down and then we'll go back to where John was at. We go right into, well, I passed it. Go to Thursday. Thursday is the last time you see this format. Thursday, June 17th, 6:39 p.m. Then we don't see any activity at all. Well, they go back and forth, allegedly. And then we don't see anything else until Saturday, in which case the format is completely different. You see that? Saturday, 12:44 p.m. It's
And
not
so what's the date
there,
on Saturday? That's the thing I'm trying to get to.
there's no date. That's what I'm telling you. See it?
Oh
It's
wow.
not there anymore. The
Okay.
format is different. So I had to go to my calendar when I was reading it to the chat to tell them what date it was on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday, because there's no more dates. After Saturday, this format is different. That
Oh
bothers me
wow. Wow.
because
Yes.
she
Yeah.
supposedly took a picture and uploaded it. So what the you guys see what I'm saying?
Right.
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 Right. No,
Exactly.
we picked up on that earlier. And I noticed all of those messages, as you will notice too, looking at it. Let me just grab what I've got in
Oh,
front
I'm
of
sorry.
me. Looking
Let me
at
go
it
back.
from that Monday at 3:46 p.m.
Monday,
Monday at
3:46. Okay.
3:46 p.m. Daniel starts out, I'm outside your place. Caitlin answers
Uh-huh.
with question marks. Please stop doing that. I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
home. This is not okay. Do you see that?
Right. This is not okay. Yeah. It's all spaced out and
Right.
shit.
And yeah, Mr. Robinson, do you see that too?
Yes, I see that. Yes.
It's on Monday.
It just got
Yeah.
weird right here.
Look at all of those. Yeah. Look at all of those message exchanges between Daniel and Caitlin. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 more than 6 exchanges, all within the timeline of 60 seconds without the time changing.
Oh wow.
In
You
fact,
know what? Yeah, I
yeah.
see what you're
In
saying now.
fact, if
Right.
you take
Yeah,
a look,
they had a big.
yeah,
That's what I
in
said. They
fact, if
talked
you
a lot
take a look at,
Monday, but
They was
it's
typing
weird.
really fast, huh? Mm.
I'm just
yeah,
thinking it's text.
because
I'm thinking text now. That app. That's what I picture. That somebody was using that
yeah,
app because you can
because
literally
above,
create a conversation.
right, because above every single exchange has a timestamp. But
Mm-hmm.
all of these exchanges that we're going over right now on Monday at 3:46 p.m. do not have timestamps on them at all.
And David, based on what you just said, even if they were talking fast, we can refer back to the very first message when I was showing
Right.
the format and everything. The very first message, Sunday, June 13th, 2:29. Caitlin. Caitlin sends a link, podcast.apple.com. Sunday, June 13th, 2:29, Daniel says, hey. So they would still have it, even if they responded second to second. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That
He
would
does.
be
He's
the
saying,
only
yeah, second to
second time.
second. I get what you're saying. Right.
So the format just changed after
And they
Thursday.
didn't separate it. Right. Each time, like the
Correct.
timestamp. Right. For each
But that's
message.
the
I get what you're
thing.
saying. Right. Okay.
If you're taking screenshots, you don't need to separate it. It should be there.
Right.
It
Exactly.
should be there, just like it is on the page we're looking at, but it's not. After Thursday, it got weird. If he hadn't showed up to work on the 23rd, I'd be saying something happened starting Thursday based on what I'm looking at here. It got weird. That's when they started setting the stage, it looks like, in the text messages for what was going to happen. So he
Right.
could look odd at the end of it all. That makes sense.
And so Officer Haley is the
Yes.
officer that is responsible for capturing the screenshots that Caitlin had sent him. And
Yes.
according to this report, you need to check back with them regarding matching up these screenshots, this conversation,
Absolutely.
text message conversations, to verify those text message conversations that were received by Buckeye police to the report they sent you, and they should match. If
And
they
that's right.
don't, you got a hot button right there.
I
That's right.
guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. They're not going to match.
I know they're
Because
not
if
gonna
they
match.
were going to match, no,
I
the format would
guarantee
be
you.
just like,
I'll
It's really
second
important
that.
you say
I will
Haley,
second
though.
that.
You know,
yes,
I
it was
didn't
Haley.
realize that Haley wrote that stuff. I'm telling you the reason why, and I'm not just making this up. Haley had a nasty attitude with me. He had a bad attitude. I didn't really like talking to him. Now, I'd like that first one, Officer Cruz, real
Cruz,
polite. He was telling me he going out there to. I didn't know what time what Sun Valley Parkway was at the time, but I can't go in the desert. But I'm gonna ride down the Sun Valley Parkway to see if his vehicle on the road. He constantly called me every so often and gave me some updates and things like that. So I felt really comfortable. That's why I was so comfortable to the point where he said, "Well, we can't do it tonight, but we're gonna do it early in the morning. We're gonna send a helicopter out, and the next guy
Yeah.
come in, blah blah." But then I had to deal with this guy with his attitude. He had an attitude.
Mhm.
He sounded different. But then he told me, "Oh yeah, we're gonna send somebody out there," and then call me back later and say, So I'm trying to remember that name. I remember that Haley was had a bad attitude, but it also was another officer too. It wasn't just Haley. I spoke with
That's
Haley
tough.
briefly, and then it was a different officer that I talked to after that.
Haley is also the one that we've been talking about that said that you said Daniel was acting odd and Davisha said he was odd. That's all under his narrative, just so you know.
Right.
And
That's all.
the thing is, I don't think we even talked to Haley. We talked to it was Cruz, and then we talked to this other one. I'm trying to remember his name.
You
and then it
had,
was Hanneman.
Hanneman, right. And
Right.
then there is also the two other officers that went out to the location
Yeah,
when
they had
the call went out, which was Officer Cook and Officer Thatcher.
correct.
Okay. I can't remember those names, but okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be at the very beginning of the report. Mhm.
That's why I'm going through it to break all of it down. You'll be able to see which officer interviewed who and all of that. I got you. It's crazy.
And
It's
that's some of the
crazy.
things I plan to do when I'm doing my timeline. What I need to do now, since we are telling me the stuff, I'm gonna put them side by side comparison. I'm gonna buy some more posters and pin them up, and I'm gonna do my own video and just go through it. You know what I'm saying? And show the inconsistency with them versus the facts on the ground from the truth that I know. You know what I'm saying? And we go from there.
Exactly. Yeah, because clearly something's wrong here. Period. Something's wrong here. And the fact that they didn't take the records and match them up, that was just tired police work. Because right here, I'm not an investigator, but common sense tells me if you screenshot me 3 days of information from the same app, it should all have the same format, period.
That's right. Right.
So why didn't they dig deeper at that point? Because these messages look fake.
Because they didn't care. All they wanted to do is end it, wanted me to stay home in South Carolina and say, hey, this guy went missing. And we did what we can. We did all we can do. And that's the reason why a lot of people out there now and their loved one has never been found over 10, 20 years because of that. I'm sure, and I'm not dumping it on the family, but I'm sure they just took officers at their word. They took the police department record at their word. They put their total faith in the police department. And that's a grave mistake for any family to do that. I really know that for a fact. This even by my experience, this is a prime example. Just like I said, how they should handle missing persons report cases, like they did with the Petito family. They should do all families the same exact way, no matter what color you are or anything. The same way families should approach these officers. Ask questions, man. You better ask questions. You better, be on the ass. Oh, see, I said it anyway.
There you go. Let it out.
I just, just be on them, on that. So, just kind of, don't just take their word for it.
No, for real. Stay actively involved.
That's right.
It makes sense.
Right.
It really does.
Another point I wanted to also mention too, Mr. Robinson, is that the last whole or the last full transmission we have on this report between Caitlin and Daniel is that Thursday, June 17th at 6:39 p.m. That's with the full date. Right. Yeah, that's with the full date and the full timestamp.
Right.
And you have an exchange here, and you'll continue to run your eyes down. No timestamps, no timestamps, no timestamps at all, to say that this conversation, all of it, happened on the 17th with no timestamps. Now
it should, even if it was at 6:39, all of them should say that.
Right. As we see it here, there is nothing for Friday. It jumps to Saturday. So we're looking at a whole day of no
after
text
all that
between two people, after all of this exchange that is going on. And that blows my mind, because we've got a whole day missing here.
And it goes cold, and then all of a sudden it comes back weird again.
It comes back weird. Yeah. Now we've got the timestamps on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but no dates.
No, and no day of the week, right? No, it's got the day, but no dates. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, after Thursday, it was never the same.
You see, and it goes crazy after Thursday.
I'm trying to count those. 1, 2,
the full format changes.
4, 5,
on Thursday.
6,
1, 2, 3.
Okay,
yeah, that's 7. And I think you have 8 over there. This conversation is clearly missing something. He says something about.
I have 8, right?
He's telling her, "I'm sorry for disappearing the other day," and we don't know. We didn't even know he was he disappeared the other day.
According to his record, that last one that says, "I guess I couldn't stop thinking about you."
Yeah.
I see something else. I don't know if that's the same one because it's at a different time. It started from on the 17th. They had on the record 6:39 from Caitlin, and then 6:52 from Daniel, 6:55 from Caitlin, 6:56 from Daniel, 6:56 again from Caitlin, and then 6:58 Daniel's text twice. And then on 6:59 once.
No, see, Thursday is when she decided, here's my opinion, based on what you're looking at and just being a woman and looking at all this. I think this is when she started saying, well, she said some shit she shouldn't have said. So she didn't want to give the cops everything. So this is where she started cherry picking her information from Thursday on. Yep.
Or she didn't want it to come out. So one of the relatives or maybe a boyfriend or something would hear about it and say, "Oh, you said this to this guy, make sure that was gone." Who knows?
Because if you're looking at all those timestamps, we should be looking at them too.
Right.
They're screenshots. We should see. Would you say 6:49, 6:52? We don't see anything but 6:39, and then it goes to Saturday after 7 messages. She didn't send them everything. Period. That alone says go back to Caitlin, interview her again, interrogate. Whatever you got to do, because she lied.
And I still need to know what this other young lady and what I'm planning to do, because see, we're focusing on Caitlin. There's also in the same days and hours, there was a conversation he had with other people too. It wasn't just her. So what I'm doing is going through these phone numbers and match them up with anybody that's associated because there was some conversation he had with other people too around this times. And so
Mhm.
just try to match all of
Mhm.
that together.
Yeah, yeah, because maybe he said
This is
something
it right.
that
It's thick. I have a
something.
whole thick, of phone text messages and everything between them and him and other people.
So it shows you, like you said, incoming, outgoing, but they need
Incoming,
a search
outcoming.
warrant to get the actual text, right? They'd have to
That's
make it a
correct.
criminal investigation. Got it. That's why we need y'all to sign that petition if you haven't done it yet. We
Exactly.
need
Yes.
this to be a criminal investigation because they need to go much deeper.
There was another point I wanted to bring to your attention of June 17th. If we can go to that text exchange
It's
beginning
there.
at 6:39.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
Please
see
stop
it?
showing up.
Yeah.
Okay. Please stop showing up unannounced. Daniel says, okay, I won't ever again. Caitlin then says, thanks. And I'm
Mhm.
looking right now and I don't see the canopy in the garage.
Right.
Hold on a second.
I
That's another
don't
message after she
see
said
the
it.
canopy. What's that?
So she jumped from don't ever this again and then said don't see it. So where the message he's asking about the canopy?
It was
Right. The next one down.
I
It
think that
says
was in the other one.
thanks.
Yeah, I'm saying she's
June
talking about a
17th.
canopy. He didn't ask about the canopy, according to her own text, but
Not in this conversation. No, he had already said he was gonna come get it, and she said
okay,
come anytime.
okay,
And
I
then
got you.
Right,
she saw him on
exactly.
the camera. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah, she saw him on camera. But now
Okay.
she's bringing it back up. She made it back from Flagstaff, and she's saying, "Hey, I don't see the canopy."
I got you. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. Where? In the garage.
In the garage, right?
In
And
the
he,
garage.
right.
In the garage puts that canopy not on the outside of the building. It puts it
Inside.
where? Inside
Inside.
the building. So if she
Right.
wasn't there, how did Daniel get his canopy?
Exactly. Who was there when he got it? Because he
Who
said he
was
got it.
there? Exactly.
Now, I did have Daniel tell me himself when he's telling me the story. He said he
Mhm.
went in their backyard to get his canopy. So he did tell me that. Now I can be honest with that. He said, that's when he told me that, and I was thinking, like I told you at the time, I was, jump on him by every little thing. Like I did, just got off of jumping on him for spending the night with a young lady and things like that. Somebody you
Right.
don't know. But then he ended up telling me he went back and get his canopy because she wouldn't answer her cell text message or whatever. And he just took it upon himself to go get it. And that's where that little text message, he told me she was saying, don't come over here and invite her or something or the other. And
So he said it was in the backyard.
he told me it was in the backyard. And I was thinking in my head, like, why would a canopy be in the backyard, at the time? But I didn't say anything to him about it.
That's
Right.
weird. It's weird
Okay,
that they
well-
went back and said he had it already from the garage. He couldn't have gotten in her garage alone.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Now, the way we looked at the location, okay, the garage is in the back of her building, and the front door is on the other side of the building. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. And
That's right.
we were able to take a look at that, and it just didn't make any sense to have left that canopy in the front where the grass is. Okay.
Right.
And there is no backyard because the only thing
The alley.
back there is the garage.
And the alley. Right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
That's right. Okay.
Yep. So finding out, how this situation with the text messages are going, and then actually physically seeing that location, there's a lot going on in this report. As
Right.
you can see, as it's laid out in front of us, that if Haley is the police officer that had taken this information, captured it, and was responsible for putting this on a report and giving it to you, then once again, going back to my original point, we need to have this information verified according to the text that they received.
Yep.
In other words, if they can show you those text messages and you can
Right.
match them up to the report that they gave you, then okay. But as Miss Q said, she doubts very much it's going to be all there.
Yeah, he probably
Impossible.
he did change it himself. 'Cause I'm telling you, his attitude was a little different than
That's
one of the officers.
crazy.
So yeah,
Damn. You can totally do it. And
Right.
that's crazy. The same guy you had that type of vibe with is the main
Right.
guy that I said kept saying odd all the time. Like he tied the narrative to
yes.
Right. Now, did Daniel confirm with you, based on your telephone conversation with him, that he did spend the night, or
Oh,
did
not
he
only did he
leave?
spend a night, but he told me he kind of mentioned that I don't want to put it out there, but he been
Okay.
that way with
Okay.
her, but he kind
Okay.
of backed off it a little bit. So it's like back and forth. I wasn't really sure, but he definitely
Okay.
told me he spent the night there. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Because we were reading it earlier before, and
Yeah.
it looks like he apologized for disappearing on her the other day.
Right.
And
Right.
saying, okay,
Yeah.
he disappeared the other day.
So
Where?
it's another time he was there.
Right.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
And we
yeah.
don't have any record of that conversation
We don't have
anywhere.
any
Come on.
Right.
record. Right.
Or in
Right.
the statements that she said he was there, she made it appear that they met each other. She just changed numbers and he left. Basically, it wasn't that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. We
Yeah.
didn't know he spent the night until we talked to
Oh
you.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
He told me
Yeah.
himself personally.
And I mean, listen, I ain't gonna get all in his business, but I mean, you got drunk, you spent the night. They probably gave it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
There's
She
two of
probably
them. There's two of them
You
who
see what
let
I'm
a man in
saying?
their house for the first night.
Yeah.
That's why I
You
was
need
upset
to
with him.
talk.
You mess with women that let you in their house the first day you meet them. I wouldn't do it. I told my
No.
son, I argue with my son. You do stuff like that, and next thing you have a gun to your head or something. You just
Yeah.
don't do that. Oh, I know that. Then he said something stupid to me. I
Mm-mm.
know. I said, how you know that's her place? That's what I was asking him. How you know that's her place? Why she have a husband? That type thing.
Right.
Oh, I know because her house, the way it look, and this and that, and she is her mortgage or something or other. I'm like, how you know? And then I was asking questions like, where did she work at? What did she
Right.
do? What did she do for a living? He couldn't answer any of that. That kind of
Right.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
All thing he
Right.
knew was her name, and that's what made me angry with him because he's too smart. He's smarter than that. Not to do
Right.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Spending the night at somebody's house you don't know. So.
Which
But
is
his
the
whole
odd
conversation
behavior.
about and it told me they was talking for a long time because he was having a conversation about this girl's opinion about him. She said he had this
Right.
ego. He had an ego, and she said she gave him a podcast to this man supposed to teach you about, I guess, his ego, helping with his ego problem or something. She said he had an
Right.
ego. But I tell people, Daniel don't have an ego. He have confidence. He's very confident in himself. And she can mistake that as ego because I was talking to him. That's a whole conversation mainly about on one point was what does she mean by this ego? Let's break that down because he was all talking about it like everything she was saying to him. Let's
Yeah.
back this up. Let's break this down. Daniel know how we do things. We do things by the science. Let's break it down. Let's slow this thing up. Let's break it down and analyze it and see what she means by that. And that was the
Right.
conversation. He was concerned about what she said to him. So about the his ego. Hey, look,
Ego. Okay.
no, it's not an ego. Say I kind of told him that a little bit. I say, well, son, it could come off like an ego, but no, he don't have an ego. He just have confidence.
Confidence. Yeah. That makes total sense. But she was obviously, I mean, she knew him well enough to be given an opinion of
An
his
opinion, right?
personality.
Exactly, right.
Yeah. They don't make it look like that in the report. It's like they met, he dropped off the food, they invited him in, and after that, he just got weird. But I think
Right.
she got weird. I really do. I think she got weird. And it might have been, I don't know if the plan was already in motion or if they formed it throughout the night or what, but I don't, Caitlin, Miss Thing, you on my radar. That's what I can say about Caitlin.
Yeah,
But she
well,
has been since the first time I read her name in this report. My spidey senses was tingling.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes. You know what? There's a lot of things I could say, and
Yeah.
based on what my son told me personally, and it took everything in me, especially when I was on places like CNN to Joy Reid, Fox News, whatever the case may be. When people ask me certain things, it's hard for me to keep my silence on things that I
Yeah.
know. My son told me firsthand, and also the details that I know about this young lady. And when I say I know
Yeah.
about her, as in some things still I don't put out there between him and that young lady that I'm saving. I had to save some things for,
Yes, you
for
do.
obvious reasons. But the thing is, I'm not going
Right.
to be pent against a young lady who, like you said, could have changed some things to try
Yeah.
to make herself look good because she's young. So
Yeah.
definitely not going to accuse her or anything because I don't have a reason to be able to do that. For evidence wise, like real
Hardcore
strong evidence because they can turn
Yeah.
around and sue me or something. So
Yeah,
I be careful
sure.
what I
Right.
say
Right.
about her.
Mhm.
I can give an opinion. I give my opinion about it.
Mhm.
I say, hey, yeah, my opinion is, they need to look into that a little bit more and things like
Yeah,
that.
they
Because I
do.
Right.
do, my opinion is I want them to look into it a little bit more. But, the thing is, I'm not going to accuse her or anything and make it appear like this lady did something to Daniel and all this kind of stuff. But having said
Right.
that, I don't rule it out either.
Right. Exactly. Kaylin, I just want to know why these text messages aren't consistent all the way through. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And I know the
Something
reasons
to me.
why. So
Yeah,
we know the
she
reasons
didn't
why,
want
but we
some of
just
her
got to put it all
business out
together.
there.
Right.
And I get that. Okay, you're a young lady. You done did something you might be ashamed of, but right now somebody's missing. Way
Exactly.
more important than whatever else you're trying to hide or keep in the closet, honey. Those skeletons are coming out.
And then the fact
Right.
that Buckeye Police Department tried to pan her out as a victim, it was sickening
Right.
because when I first had to was approached by the reporters about this young lady, they said I came straight from the Buckeye Police Department. They gave me this report, and this is how they gave it to me. And the reporter told me, and they highlighted her conversation. They said, don't look at the whole report. I just want you to focus on this highlighting right here about this conversation
Right.
between them. And then it was all over the media, all over the news.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Make him look
was in love
odd.
with a woman he didn't know. And the one thing that really made me mad, one of the Fox News affiliates, which I have my opinions about them anyway. This guy, he they were Fox News wasn't like some of the other ones where they actually do a talk to you personally. I had to go through streams. They hit me up and say, hey, we want you to text me this whole the whole story. I like, so you think I have time to sit here on the phone and text this whole thing about what happened to my son and all this stuff? I said, you can call me. It must have taken like 3 days to make this man call me. Then he got my statement, and then his Fox News affiliate went on there and say, the dad say his son was in love with a woman he didn't know. I had never said that. I call these people, I try to get my turn into it, which I'm still trying to do that, make them retract that statement because that's something I never said. They need to fix that.
It's in the police report too.
Yeah, I never said that.
Haley did that. It's in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's in there.
Well, that's where they got it from. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
That's where they got it from.
And I need to check and see who this Haley is and who he's kin to.
Well, what threw me off? Yes, you do. Yes, the hell you do. What threw me off about Haley is because I started reading from the beginning, just so I make sure I don't miss anything. Now, if you go to the very beginning, responding officers, and John just named them off: S. Cruz, Unit 1236, C. Thatcher, Unit 1238, and T. Cook, Unit 5004. So I don't even know why when Haley popped up, I had to stop recording. I said, wait, I didn't see a Haley. Oh, okay, a new dude. So he's not a responding officer. So I'm not sure why he came in and took Cruz's report and went back through it and made these calls in the first place. He's not listed as a responding officer.
Taking care of it. He's the first person I talked to. Like I said, he was a night officer and he was really polite, and that's why I remember his name so well. So
yeah, he did. He did a nice thorough report, and then he left and he said, I'll leave it for, the next officer coming on. And maybe Haley was that next officer that took it over because he's not a responding officer. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then one thing Haley did is, Officer Cruz told me they was going to put my son on the some kind of database or something. And they was going to also make right. And they also was going to make a bulletin or something to put on their Facebook page. And so he passed it on, like you say, the other guy. He didn't do it. So I called him back. That's why I say he had the attitude, because I was asking him, I said, hey, I don't see it on your Facebook page. And when y'all gonna put it up? Well, we're gonna do it when, blah, blah, blah. I think something like almost like we'll do it when we get a chance, basically. He had this bad attitude about it. I didn't see it in a while again. I called again about it and, kind of forcefully told him they need to put that stuff up, and then finally he got it done probably like almost close to that next morning. So, you know, that kind of stuff, that kind of slow action, like I didn't really care. Like I really don't want to be doing this right now. That's the attitude
Right.
was.
That's the last thing you want to feel when anything is going wrong and you need help. I
Right.
tell my son when he's doing stuff for me and he's moving slow like a turtle. Now, I'm military too, so I can't stand it. Get your hand out your pocket and get to work. You know what I mean? Like I get the crack of the whip around here. Nobody wants to see
Right.
slow action. You need to be handling your business, especially from the police. Come on.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure that didn't feel
And
good.
they have a good sized division there. You know, in 2020, they had 84 officers making $87,000 a year.
Oh wow.
Okay. And the most they can do, is do their jobs properly. We trust
Exactly.
that they can do their jobs properly. They're trained in various different ways, from weaponry to psychology to, a variety of different mindsets that they have to carry with them on an everyday basis. And when you can
Yeah.
take a look at a report like this, and each officer represents the next one going down the chain of command, and they
Right.
can do some very sloppy work like this, you can imagine,
Mhm.
and this is just one officer, this Haley, okay? You can imagine some of
Yeah.
the other officers like Haley that may be a part of that division.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
when you
You
go
know,
to Buckeye,
And
walking in the front door one day, to meeting Detective Biffin for the first time, and I walked in that officer, that police department. Guy sitting behind the desk and behind the glass. All I said was, "Hello, sir. How you doing?" He said, "What you want?" Just like that. I mean, it came off. I have witness there to tell you that. What you want? I said,
Oh,
I came here to meet Detective Biffin. Yeah, what you want with him? Said he
oh,
called me up here. You know, it was that kind of exchange. And then he almost sent me off. And then I said, well, he told me to come. He said, well, he's not here, as he told me. And so I
yeah.
walk out the door and I called him. I said, well, you told me that you was gonna be. He said, oh yeah, I'm in here. No, he came out through a side door.
What?
Oh yeah, and
He
he
was
told yes. And the
wow.
guy, he said, oh, he must have mistaken. Well, I'll take this back because he called a lady first. I forgot about her. Called his others, I guess his supervisor. She came to the glass, asked me the same thing. She said, well, let me take your number down, and he's not here, blah, blah, blah. And she got my number down. Then I was confused. I'm like, well, this guy just told me to come up here. I got out the door and calling them on the cell phone. He said he was in there. He came out a side door. So,
He was in
oh,
the
I don't know,
building the whole.
they know I was here or something or the other. That kind of
Wow.
thing. Oh yeah. And that department
That's
was
weird.
just like that. Yes. That was my first impression.
So this right here, this for the sleuths in the chat. This is August 2nd on his involvements. First thing I noticed about these involvements, and I don't get it, because if you were doing this stuff in a, kind of consecutively, seems like the dates would run that way, but they didn't. I had to jump all around. See, it starts on the 23rd, and then it's August 2nd, July 19th. But if you look around, other things happened on the 23rd, and it's just kind of mixed in there. I put it in order for you already in the video, but let me just show you. On the August 2nd, this law incident, the deceased person,
Right.
you guys grab that 210-731-044 is the case number. We need to
Right.
know what this case was about. I don't know if is this Benjamin? Could it have been Benjamin based on the dates, John? Somebody, somehow, a deceased person intersected with this case at some point. It
But
says
why I say
mention.
law incident, like the officer, like an officer involved incident?
It's just like for his vehicle. Yeah, law incident. I don't know how they classify, but the next one is when they found his vehicle on the 19th. It has to be, because that's the date they said they found it. What I also noticed is that you don't see any other suspicious vehicles in here, but we know that there was one other one that somebody from Facebook called in. So where's the record of this vehicle? Did they not research that for real? Right? It's not
Well,
here.
that's a vicious vehicle. Yeah, I know who the person is for that one because I talked to him on well, hold on a second. That's the 19th. Oh, yeah, that's July 19th. Okay,
Yeah,
no,
that's
never mind. I'll
Ben's
take that
car,
back.
the 19th. They don't
I don't
have
know
the
what
guy
that
you
is.
talked to. They don't have the guy you talked to. They don't have that vehicle in here. They only have Daniels.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, because I was saying,
So
yeah,
it's like
that on the 19th was when my son's vehicle was found. So why they
correct.
call it suspicious vehicle?
Right.
Like they didn't
It's all
know.
weird. It's weird. Maybe that's how it was called in. Suspicious vehicle,
No,
just like the
according to this rancher, he told me that when he saw it, he
hmm
said it looked so clean. He was yelling out for this person if it's near. He went to the back. He said, "Wait a minute, that looked the vehicle that that's how he told me. That looked the vehicle they was looking for in the news." So he said he called Buckeye. They asked him for the license plate number. He gave them the license plate number, and they said, "Yes, this is the vehicle we're looking for." They took like 2 hours to show up. He was like uptight about that. They directed them in. The only thing they had was almost it sounded like the same thing they do in my searches. They had four or five officers, and they brought a razor with them, like they did at my searches. But he
hmm
said he changed the razor's tire because the tire was flat, so he changed that razor's tire. So that thing they knew about that vehicle. So I don't try to figure out where the
It's not in the
suspiciousness
report.
come from. Right.
Right.
Well, they put
It's
suspicious
not
on it.
in the
Yeah.
report.
The other vehicle's not here. No, the Facebook report, that vehicle, it should be here. They have everything listed here. Anything they came into
It's
contact with.
convenient. It's conveniency. That's what I'm saying. When I look at a report, I always look at they conveniently put this and leave this out. So to keep
Right.
that
Right.
narrative going, that's what I'm saying. I really think my opinion, I'm gonna put that, I have to say it this way legally. My
hmm
opinion is they somebody's there. It may be involved with the Buckeye Police Department to purposely
hmm
have things written a certain way to keep that narrative going because they don't. That's the reason why they hired, in my opinion, they accident reconstruction to say exactly what they want them to say. That my son
hmm
somehow just disappeared on his own accord, had some kind of brain injury. The the accident happened right there. They want to make sure no matter what, this accident happened right here in this ravine. Because
Right.
if it traced back to something else, then they got a problem. So the
Yep.
thing is, I'm telling you, that's the whole thing I'm seeing. That's the way I see it.
I do too.
And we're getting to
Yep.
the bottom of it.
It's a narrative that they're trying to
Right.
spin.
And they want to keep
Do you
that.
know
Yeah.
anything I know that John and the crew were asking. I don't know if y'all got anywhere with this one yet, John, but August 4th, two vehicles, the white Dodge Ram and the Mercedes. Do you know anything about those vehicles?
What?
We
I
were
didn't
trying to
even
figure
know.
it out. Now the Mercedes has South
No, that's
Carolina.
Mercedes mine. That's mine. That's my
That's
vehicle.
what I said. Okay, maybe that's
Right.
him. Okay, so there's a white 2019 Dodge Ram with Arizona plates, also for some reason listed as vehicle involved on August 4th. It's the only other vehicle on this report other than Daniel's and yours.
2019 Dodge Ram.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I don't know that one. I wouldn't know that. What that's involved. How's that involved?
So maybe that's something they can. It's white though, not red, so it didn't hit. I don't know, but that's something else that maybe they can just offer some insight into, well, where did this trail lead you? Because it looks like y'all talked to somebody on the 4th with a ram or something like that.
Would that
Because they
be
talked to all these
Mr.
people.
Elliott's vehicle? I wouldn't know.
It
No,
could. It
I don't know.
could be.
Because he had a
I don't
white
know.
truck. I don't know what type it was, but that truck was a utility truck. So I don't know.
Who Mr. Elliott? Let me see. Which one was
Ken.
Elliott?
Ken.
Oh, that's his
Ken.
last name. Okay, got it. Okay.
Oh,
It could
shoot.
be.
I didn't
It
mean
could
to say that. I didn't
That's
mean to give
okay. It
his
was
last
a
name.
clarification that did it. It was my clarification.
I was
It could be.
just about I was just about to say that
Sorry.
we have been able to identify that vehicle, but that's not for the live though.
Okay, so we do know. Okay, cool. Okay,
Okay.
so we know the Mercedes is yours, and that would make sense though if it did belong to him. I mean, they're
Mhm.
really weird the way they did this report. They redact in one area, and the next area it's not redacted. Sometimes they say the name of the company, sometimes they don't. It's like we already know now because you said it once. So it was just really sloppy paperwork as well, from what I've seen. A lot of typos, and for instance, these involvements we're looking at, they're not in order.
And I
I
see they
just, I
said they
mean,
did the forensics work on the 26th.
yeah, yep,
And
whole
that's
bunch
probably
of.
close to when I told you I had that right after on the 19th, on the 20th, I'm sorry. They turned the vehicle over to me. The very next day, Like I said, threatening me that if I didn't get it out immediately that day, they was going to have it towed, and I would have to pay storage fees, right? Just heartless stuff. I sat there in shock seeing my son's vehicle. I mean, almost as a grown man begging another man to hold it for a while so I can figure out I'm not from Phoenix. I'm not from Arizona. I don't know who to call. So give me a little time to find a place to put this vehicle. Okay, I'll give you 3 days. So like I was saying, within that 3 days, I was able to I was already in conversation with some people trying to get answers to what happened to my son. Of course, I can't put their names out, but they was helping me get secure interview meeting with Chief Hall. And so before the 3 days over, that's when I had that meeting, you know what I'm saying? And that's when they said, hey, you know, I demanded some forensics work because they haven't done the scene. And see, the reason why they had to put that in there because they can't go back and say, oh, we did some forensic work at the scene because they know I recorded them, first of all. Then I had a gentleman from the NAACP who was a character, a witness. He was there to observe and listen. And so they can't deny that they openly said they didn't do any forensic work because they didn't see any blood in the vehicle. And so I demanded them to do some type of fingerprint or something. And that's when they say, well, we'll hold the vehicle for a couple more days to do this forensic work. That's when I had that. After that, that's when I had that vehicle. Once they finished with it, they put a tarp on it for the rain. And when they finished with it, I was able to have my investigator at the time, when I got Mr. McGrath on, had it towed out of there to the facility that I have it at currently.
So on the 26th right here, you believe this is them swabbing it after you made that request? You think they actually
It had
did
to be after that request, right?
Okay.
It wasn't because they weren't going to do it at all. I asked them to do it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of demanded. I was in there hot like a fire, you know what I'm saying? Demanded them to do it, right.
How the hell y'all not going to swap this car?
Right. They turned it over to me. They turned it over. And what it is, once Mr. McGrath came along, and they don't have this in the report, of course. He came along. He told them, hey, and everybody don't understand that the crash data, that came from Buckeye. They didn't want to pull the data. Mr. McGrath, only thing he did, he just went up there because they turned the vehicle over to me. I just didn't have it towed out of there yet. They gave him the information, the data. They just didn't know how to read what their own data, right? So he read it. Everything he's saying come from the exact data they gave. They didn't want to pull it. And so he saw some inconsistency with that. And so what he did is he wanted to pull the infotainment system out of there because you get more information about that vehicle, what happened in the crash and all that stuff. But he wanted to get it analyzed in California to a special place where they actually could do that. The FBI used them and all that kind of stuff, this agency. And so as soon as Buckeye had got a win of that, they didn't want to release my son. Oh, now we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it because blah, blah, blah. And it was a big old fight that day. Mr. McGrath called me, tell me what was going on because he wanted to get it towed out of there. They said what ended up happening, they consult with their attorneys, and because they released it to me on the 20th, they had no right to the vehicle legally anymore. Unless Mr. Robinson give it back to you, you cannot hold on to the vehicle. And they knew I was going to give it back to them. So they told them they had me to come all the way from Phoenix to sign a paper saying they actually gave it to me. Because if I didn't sign that paper, it would look like Buckeye was taking a vehicle that didn't belong to them. You know what I'm saying? So we had to get it done in a legal way. I had to sign it from them saying that they actually gave it to me. And then Mr. McGrath was able to have it towed to that, towed in the right way towards this facility.
Yeah, it don't sound good at all.
Yes.
Nope. They dropped the ball or they covered something up.
Right, they was afraid what he's gonna find out when he had that infotainment system. They was flipping out. You just heard them. The crazy part, it was the angel guy and all of them. They was flipping out. They didn't want to release the vehicle because now Mr. McGrath is going to find something else about this vehicle, and that's the way I take it, in my opinion. And it was going through here, and they had to even consult their own attorney because they had no legal standing and they couldn't hold it any longer. Because of that, then who knows what they tried to do to it while Mr. McGrath them standing there trying to get rid of something. I don't know, because there's a lot of things in that vehicle that's his job been asking for. I haven't found yet. This hydro pack, I haven't found that yet. I haven't been in the vehicle, but from what I understand, it's not there. So it's a lot of things we're looking into right now. I
It's
have a
funny that
new
they were
investigator
so.
into this thing, but of course, like I told you all another night, that he's not the kind of guy that want to be on public. So
Lay
that's a
low.
plus, right?
It's just funny to me that they were so willing to give it up when it was just, this dad from South Carolina. But now you
Right.
got an investigator who can look into it. They're like, hold on, hold on, hold on. We ain't through with this
Oh,
part yet. We need to hold on.
no, that's when
That's
he
crazy.
said something about he's gonna have the dashboard taken off and sent to California. Oh yeah, they flipped out when they heard that. Yeah, because
Because
they was
they
about to let him
know.
take it. Oh yeah, see, he ran his mouth and said that.
Damn it, Jeff.
So,
I know he didn't mean no
so
harm.
along with the with this section here that we're covering, I would be looking for a forensics report from them, since they did do a swab, a dry swab, a wet
Exactly.
and dry swab, okay,
Exactly.
of all these items, as well as I believe you and I spoke about having,
yeah.
if it's possible, to have the clothes also examined for those chemical compounds that we
I
talked
have them.
about. Yeah,
Yeah, I have the clothes,
re-
but it's very
regarding the
expensive to get that
airbag.
stuff done. I'm working on that right now.
Yeah, okay,
Is it?
okay.
Oh my God.
Because they should be able to give you a report. So this is incomplete as it stands in my eyes,
Yeah,
without having the forensics report, the results, excuse me, of the forensics report identifying that Daniel's fingerprint was on the start button. Daniel's fingerprint was on the steering wheel. Daniel's fingerprints were on the door handle, outside, inside, on the gear shifter, everything. Nobody else's fingerprints we were able to find. Okay, that
Yeah.
puts Daniel in the car.
That's right.
However, we still need to find out if Daniel was driving the car, and hence the
There you
airbag
go.
deployment with the
Come on,
chemicals
common
on the
sense.
Well,
clothes.
we knew he was driving it though. The Buckeye said they know he was driving
Yeah,
because it's his vehicle.
Oh
right.
wow. Yeah.
That's what they told me in that meeting. Hey,
Because they
I
are
said, how you know my
genius.
son was even driving the vehicle? They said,
Right.
well, I was driving his vehicle. He was obviously driving it. I'm like,
Was that Haley too?
it was Sergeant Hannum that said that. He's
That's
the
bullshit.
sergeant of the detectives, their boss, I guess.
They said they
Yeah.
did it, so now at this point, give it up. It's simple, right? You said you swapped these things, and it's
Well,
really good that you did. Now, where's the info?
Well, the ironic part is, before I came on tonight, I sent my attorney a message, so I'm sure she already responded. But I did ask her, how do I properly go through the Freedom Information, use the Freedom Information Act to get everything, especially as a first of kin,
Good.
to get all that information. I need the correspondence, the officers with each other, and all that kind of stuff. I need to see everything. So we're going through the proper channels to get everything, everything that the public won't be able to get. So I can examine those things because, that's the step I'm on right now.
Good.
Yeah, very
because
good.
that is
Very
important to match up.
Yeah, they did the work.
What
Well,
you
they had
receive from
they had
the
8
FOIA
months to
request.
the doctor. They had 8 months to try to fix it the way they
know.
wanted. So I'm gonna see what they got.
I know, but at least give it up so I can see it. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? I would really want this as a mom. My son's not here. You said you swabbed all these areas where he would have touched or the perpetrator would have touched. All I want is the results. What's so hard about that? Just give me the paperwork. Just the
Yes.
fact that they're holding on to it doesn't look right.
Just like they were holding on to all the pictures and gave me one. What kind of
Yeah.
stuff is that when you call me out there? Matter of fact, like I said, they waited over 24 hours just to call me. Mr. Robbins, it's roughly 9 something in the morning. We found your son's vehicle. That's how you put it. And, of course, that scared me. Of course, I was, my mind thinking he was going to say something about my son. Damn the vehicle. I was hearing the vehicle when he said it and it bothered me. But I thought he was going to next sentence was going to be something about my son. He said, "Oh, but we didn't find your son." He went through all the strains, what they did. And then I'm thinking like, okay, but why y'all ain't call me yesterday? Why didn't you call me yesterday? He said, it's because we didn't want to disturb your sleep.
Oh,
I'm
right.
like, man, I was here since June the 26th, out there in the desert searching for my son. And you think I'm worried about some damn sleep?
Right.
And that's the thing. He said, "Oh, well, can you come? We're going to give you a briefing at the station, can you come up there? And then I really thought he was going to tell me something
Yeah.
that I didn't want to hear. But when I got there, like I said, he had 3 things in his hand. He pulled out a little folder. He had 3 things in there, 2 maps and 1 picture. And then he worked that map and those maps in the picture like it was 1,000 pictures or something,
Right.
And
Right.
then had me to follow him to that facility when he first gave me that dumb comment about the monastery stuff. But 1 picture.
Trying to
Think
play.
about that. 1 picture, and that was the first picture that people saw on the media because I released it
Yeah.
of that vehicle sitting in that ravine down there. That's the only
That's
picture they gave me, and that's what made me have that meeting when I'm sitting there and looking at that 1 picture. And one thing I
right.
haven't seen was those markers that I see on TV all the time when they actually
Right.
doing something at a scene. They put
Crime
before
scene
they take pictures, they
investigation.
put these little things down,
Yellow.
and I
Yes.
haven't seen that. So that told me right there was no forensics work done or anything. So
Did they ever have any type of explanation for that, David?
he said because they ain't seen the blood in the vehicle, they ain't seen no need to do it. Yeah, yes. He was wearing the
That's tech.
seatbelt, and because the seatbelt was in the lock position, when the way he tried to explain to me, when you put it on and you get in an accident, it won't retract anymore. It won't retract back in. That's what he's claiming, and
Right.
so
It
that's
locked.
why it was right.
That doesn't
Right.
make any sense because still, what if? Because at that point they didn't know, so they should have still handled it like any other investigation.
Right.
Because what now later on when they find out, oh, there's foul play, they got nothing, like you said, they got nothing to go back on. They got
That's right.
nothing to prosecute with.
That's right.
They completely fucked that. Oh my God. It's gonna be a hard battle, but you have more of a
And
case
it's
than they do.
Well, somebody in trouble, because I'm tell you something.
Yeah.
The way they handle my son's case, that's what I'm saying. They hoping, and I got this from attorneys, not just my attorney, but several. They're hoping that I don't somehow find Daniel or Daniel
Right.
just turns up because see, that's when the case is out of close or it turns into a cold case. 2 things, if it comes
Right.
to the end of those points, that's why they say, hey, we're gonna keep it
Mhm.
open until because if it ever comes to the end of those points, they call it a cold case, or I find my son, they know they have some legal responsibilities because they did
Right.
not do forensic work at the scene. Like I said, some guy can later on come say, yeah, I did this, and his attorney can get them off because of the shoddy work they done from the beginning. Oh, this
Right.
vehicle been contaminated to whatever.
Yep.
You know how these defense attorneys are. So
Yep.
that's a problem for me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, you not have
Yeah.
taken my son's case seriously, and you
Yep.
purposely damaged, in my
Yep.
opinion, damaged my son's
Yeah.
case. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They cloned his phone illegally, just took his constitutional rights away from him. So that kind of stuff, so they know they're in
Right.
trouble for a lot of things, so
Right.
it's just a matter of time. I'm sitting here just going, the only thing I'm focused on, I care about is finding my son. All the things that come later,
Right.
oh yeah,
Right.
they ain't seen no hellfire yet until afterwards. Either way, when I
Right.
find my
Right.
son, thank God I know it. I'm gonna have my faith and I know it will. But they ain't seen no hellfire yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, for real. Well deserved
Right.
too, because
Right.
they messed up. They messed up.
And
They got it wrong.
in
They thought
addition,
he didn't
in
have
addition
anybody.
to in addition to there was one other item that I did not see in the report when they did forensics, and that is the items of both the driver and passenger side airbags. They were never checked for forensics or even
No.
written
They're not
in the
listed
report.
there. Yeah, they're
And
not
that's the
listed
thing.
there.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I have them. I have those bags.
Yeah,
Must
good.
McGrath removed them. They're inside, evidence bags now, just waiting for forensics work. So
Oh my God.
Good.
that's what I'm waiting on to get done.
That's just crazy. Crazy. And you mentioned how expensive it is for that
It is.
what
I had to
John was
make
just telling
choices,
me.
and it's kind of hard. A lot of decisions for me when it comes to depending on GoFundMe, and
Yeah.
the little, I have, like I tell people all the time. I don't know if people think. I think I hear the reporters say this father relocated, which I did, but that don't mean that I left home. I have a young daughter I still have to take care of back at home. I have a
Right.
house, a mortgage that I take care of back at home. So I have my expenses too. So to make a long story
Yeah.
short, I had to make wise decisions because if people don't donate or don't help out in a sense, you know, they kind of limited what I can do. I had to kind of think wisely. I don't know when I'm going to find my son, so I kind of try to make things stretch money-wise as long as I can, so that keeps me here physically. If I'm not here, Buckeye going to run rampant and do what they want to do.
You know,
I need to first of all be here. The second of all, I need to be able to have the ability to do searches because I don't know where my son is. And then the other part is like when it comes to this forensic work, I had to make a choice. Am I going to pay for this forensic work stuff done, or look out in the desert, pay for this equipment so I can go out there in the desert and do some searches and things like that? That type of business. So I had to make choices. I don't have unlimited resources like they did. And when I say stuff like this, I'm not talking about the Petita family, the Petita family. I'm just saying the way they do things, where they handle this family's case. They sit there and they spent like I heard from Gisela, which she's telling me, I think it was like $1,500. No, I'm sorry, $150,000 a day or a week or something or the other, just to search for a criminal, a man that killed a woman. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, people will give me hell about top money that I have that they spent in a week or something just to find a criminal. And they've been doing this for a long time. So they spend all that resources, all this money they do have that they claim they don't have, and they won't spend a dime to go out. I even asked Buckeye Police Department to help me up the reward money. You know, I feel ashamed. My son is worth a lot more than that. And, you know, I feel ashamed that that's what I had to put there for now. And, you know, kind of like I say, try to put things in certain perspective at the time. And I asked Chief Hall, I said, hey, can y'all match this for me or put something? Oh, no, well, I'll see what we can do. But then he came at like, no, we can't because, you know, they'll give me hell because your son's, this case is not a criminal case. And they'll give me hell or some stuff he was talking. I'm like, you know what, this is clown, man. You know, you have all this money, but you took, they found a way to pay that doggone accident reconstructionist they got just to try to keep this thing going instead of using money to come out to my searches or something. So they just
so you shouldn't have to come up with no money to be testing no chemicals on no airbags. You should not have to do that.
Exactly. They should have done that. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they should have. It's terrible.
They could have easily sent it down to Phoenix. Phoenix have a laboratory. They could have done it themselves. So, you know, it's a lot of that. But I think you get ready to say something, Mr. Q, or one of you. I can tell how you're strolling.
Oh, was it me? Was it me scrolling?
No, I was wanted to say something about it before I read something like this. So.
Yeah, Miss Q is scrolling. Miss Q is scrolling.
My bad. I was just relocating. I'm walking around. Y'all on my phone, so I'm mobile tonight. I think I'm doing something.
Y'all about to get me killed because I see the time and I'm like, see, I have so much love talking to you too, and I'll lose track of time in a minute.
So. That's what I thought John was about to say, because it is time for you to geese out.
You know,
John
be
like, let it go, let it go.
I was just waiting for the break. I was waiting for the break.
Well, I'll keep it going to the top of the hour now at this point. So.
Oh, beautiful. We got 6 more minutes. I love it.
Okay, Miss Q, you got 6 more minutes.
You know I like to chop it up. Well, you know what? Let me turn it around then. These minutes are for you. Anything we need to touch on? Anything on your heart?
Well, one thing is
yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was talking to David.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Did you want me to take? Oh, okay. Did you want me to take the report down?
Yeah, you can pull it down. Yep. Let's let
Unless
David
you have something else
it
you need to ask me. You sure you don't have anything you need to get off that report?
I will, but like I told you, I'm gonna go through all of that report because you see how we nitpicking it.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
Okay, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to do it too. Now you got me puzzled about a lot of stuff that you found already.
Yeah, it's puzzling as hell, and it's not. And puzzling means foul play. So, right? If it don't make sense, we all know how that goes.
That's right.
So we do have. You want to tell them about the search for this week?
Right. This weekend, of course, keeping the searches going. We are going to be searching near the area where my son's vehicle was recovered. Different part as we're going south. From that point down to a property line. I believe that may be belongs to the rancher. I'm not sure, but tomorrow I'll be reaching out to help a young lady who knows all the ranchers in that area, reaching out to make sure it's his or whoever, and see if we can get in that area also to do a line search, past the mine area. But one thing I wanted to point out is that also I'm working this week to get the third search taken care of, and I told Mr. Q about it, Miss Q Carlock, that this search is based on some other information that I received. It's a smaller area. It's not as big as the area that we're doing for the last 8 months, going on 8 months now. I anticipate if I get enough people to go out there with me, I'm going to be pushing that very hard with some other people I'm working with. And if I can get at least about 80 to 90 people, I can knock it out in one day. But if I can't get that, then it may expand for at least about 2 or 3 weeks, because it's going to be the way I have it set so far is until I work details out. For right now, I kind of have it for 9:30 in the morning. So I will be going to the first search. I'll leave it over to my logistics coordinator, Evan Short, and then I'll travel over to the other search, the other desert search, in this location that I'll put out on the website and also on social media. And once I get everything together, and hopefully people show up to that one, because that area needs to be searched. And I have good reasons why. And, I can't put it out, the reasons why, because, investigative wise, but I need people out there to search. And then once we get done with that, we'll be back. Also that day, I meant to say, also that day, we'll still be doing the city searches at 3:15.
That's all this weekend? All three of the searches?
Well, 3 searches will be next weekend, not this weekend. This weekend will be just regular search out there, normal. But that give me some time to get this other search set up. Working the rest of this week to have logistic wise. I went out there, got some drone footage to try to see where I want to put the volunteers on the ground. I'm gonna work with my logistic coordinator. He's really, I call him Evan Smart. He's Evan Short, but he's a really intelligent guy when it comes to he helps me out a whole lot with this logistics stuff. But we're definitely going to try to get people on the ground until I just let them run the one here in Sun Valley Parkway, and then I'll just, like I said, I'll take care of the one at the other location myself. So I think we'll be out there till at least about 12 at the second location, and then, like I said, break it off. And if anybody wants to show up at the city searches right after that, I'll be there too. So it'll be a long day for me. The next week, not this weekend, but the next weekend. So.
Oh my God. Yes, it is. But you will be looking out for it, because I'll update that and post that up. We try to get those 90 people for you.
Right. And that'll help out a lot. Right now, some of that area I'm checking to make sure it's not private property. And if it is, I'm trying to, it's a lot of work prep to that. So that's why I'm saying I should be having the stuff by the weekend. I'm hoping that I have a clear answer to, where we exactly going to be standing when we start the line search, and then go from that point.
Okay. Definitely keep us posted then, because we want to shout out the searches every week. Try to get a few more folks every week for you.
That's right.
It's 9. It's 1 minute to 9 on my phone. I'll keep you till 12. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Just that quick. I forgot. Just that quick. I'm telling you, and then I'm gonna get mad. They're gonna call home and they'll be like, "Well, I'm going to sleep now." Some crazy crap. I know.
Right. Especially with the time difference down there. Yeah. Tell your family we are sorry for holding you, but we love y'all and we just want to help.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you too, and both of you. All the hard work you put in from day one. You two finding answers, helping me out on my side. Some angles that I didn't even think about. Coming from you two. So I really appreciate that.
That's awesome. And there's people in the chat that are in the background working with John and
yes, you knew that. I call her someone else, but I don't know if she want a name out there. So she knows. I know she is.
Hey, call her One Chip. She'll like
that. That's right. Okay. Yeah, and I'm grateful for her too, because she constantly and she's very patient with me, because she'll send me a message or call, and I'd be tempted to call her back and I can't get back to her. And then I think about, oh my God, but she's very patient with me. So I'm thanking her. I'm thankful for her patience with me. So.
Yeah, we all understand. We really do. That's why every time I write you, I'm like, do not feel pressure to write me back. Not right now, just when you can. And you always get right back. I said, he's such a gentleman. He can't help it. I almost want to not write because I know you're going to stop everything eventually and write back. But,
Right. Yeah,
you
it
just,
happens. Yeah, I try to. And yes,
that's that chivalry. You can't help
that's right.
it. It's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on again. John, I know you want to say a few words, so I'm going to shut up. You the one gave me the floor. Love you, David. I'll
Well,
be
I
in
mean,
touch.
Hey,
you,
love you too. Thank you.
yeah,
Okay,
you
you're
did a
welcome.
great job.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
John.
Yes,
And
you did really good.
Mr. Robinson, I will be in contact with you as always,
That's
giving you
right.
updates on our investigation behind the scenes with some information that will most certainly, add to your investigation and complement anything that you're looking to approach. So I appreciate you coming back on with us to give us updates. And we look forward to having you back as many times as you want, as much as you want, to give us updates because we are exclusively working your case on Q squared.
That's right. Thank you.
David, there's a sun goddess in our chat right now. She said she wanted to offer some background admin help or something maybe, but she wanted to know if you have an email so y'all can maybe talk about that.
Yes, I wish I can type. Sometimes I see the chats and I be want to type something, but I see
You
I must
can,
have
but
to
what
log in or something or
you
sign up, whatever.
you have to get oh, you're signed up. You got a YouTube channel. So all you have to do is be logged into YouTube and come
Oh,
in
really?
on a regular, pull it up in YouTube on a second tab. And then you can type in the
Oh,
chat
I
the
didn't
whole
know that. So you telling me
that's
the ancient
it.
secrets. So that's what y'all been holding me back all the time, you know?
Oh yeah, you gotta have about 6 devices. At least
Okay,
6
where is it?
devices to make it happen. No,
Let me
I'm
see
just
something real
kidding.
quick. I want to do this before I get out of here so I can make sure I get this right.
Open that tab up. Open YouTube. That's why I couldn't really type tonight. I don't know why I can't really type on here. Boss Man Blake wants you to know we got your back, Mr. Robinson. Prayers
Thank
from
you.
Jackie. Prayers from Tracy. You knew we won't give up.
Yeah,
Much
Anna,
respect, sir.
Bossman Blake,
Nasty.
D Love,
Yeah, they send love.
Sun Goddess, Tracy, Francis. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome
Ouch,
sauce.
girl.
I know, right? What a name. That's me, y'all. Y'all got that smile out of them. We like to see you do that because we know it's not easy.
Yes,
We like to
yes.
see that. We love it.
And how do I need to sign on or log on or how that works?
You should. I would think you're already signed in. Does it say like sign in the top right of your screen or
Miss
anything?
Unu put it in the chat room. Oh,
Oh, we lost David.
yeah.
Oh no, he must have clicked the wrong button. You did it for him? Okay. He was trying to learn how to do it, you knew.
Yeah.
He had to go anyway. He might see that's that chivalry. He gonna come back. I knew it. He ain't gonna do Actually, I would have just
I
said,
pushed the wrong button. You see that? I apologize for that.
That's okay. You knew put it in for you. All you would have to do is go to the chat in the go to the live, then go to the chat, and you should be able to type whatever you want. But if you're not signed into YouTube, it will tell you to just sign in. And then you sign in under your Daniel's page or under your David Robinson, either one, and you can comment.
Okay, gotcha.
That's it. I don't know why it's telling you to subscribe to comment.
Sign up for free and log in. Those 2 options.
Log in. Okay, so you would want to log in. What I wanted real quick before I forget, damn it, it's slipping my brain. Oh, I haven't been able to find Daniel's YouTube.
Oh, really? It's please help find Daniel.
Why couldn't I find that? That's it. Just please help find Daniel, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm gonna look again. When you get a chance, matter of fact, I'll let you know if I don't find it because I might need you to send me the link.
Okay, I will.
So I can get right to it. Okay.
It's gonna be starting. I'm starting to put some videos up. I'm working with Gisela. She's gonna be doing some content on there for me, and that way something constantly is on the YouTube thing because I'm bad at that kind of stuff. And also, my goal is to also just make pretty much daily videos of myself talking about the searches to, things like that. Just keep everybody updated.
Very good. And like I told you, anything we've done, you were asking about if you could upload other stuff. I told you, as long as you have the permissions, you can go through every anything we've done with you. If there's anything you want or need, go ahead and upload it.
And that helped out a whole lot.
Absolutely.
Let me know.
We'll help you keep it popping.
That's right.
For sure. And let me know if you need some help uploading something or whatnot.
I will.
We got you. And now you got Sun Goddess offering to be. You got a team. Just know it. Go before your family beats us down.
Yeah, exactly. I lose track of time every time. So that lets me know I enjoy talking to you, and I enjoy the hard work that you all are helping me with. So I'm grateful.
That's awesome, David. That's all we want. That's it.
Yeah.
Just to help. John, you gonna take us home, or are we sticking around? Are you gonna wrap us up with the outro? What we doing?
Oh, we were definitely getting ready to do the outro to go home. So I want to welcome everyone who's joined us here tonight for a special Q Squared with Mr. David Robinson, Daniel Robinson's father, who is in search for his son in Buckeye, Arizona. The work that we're doing together I believe, is going to pay off big, and we are going to find Daniel, and we are going to bring him home. So with that said, much love to everyone in the chat.
.com, everybody.
Yes.
Please help find Daniel.com.
That's right.
Want to thank all the moderators for holding the room down. Much love to you.
Thank you, Mama.
And everyone else in the chat. And we will see you on our next edition of Q Squared. Take care.
Q Squared.
Be well. Stay well. With Godspeed.
Just continue to watch. That's all.
And we went in there. I could tell.
Q Squared.
It's time to get to it, them people need us. No rhyme or reason, we leaders. It never mattered the season. Every Wednesday we meeting. Justice is what we seeking. Come in and just have a seat and just listen to what we speaking. We be rocking all through the weekend. Them trollers, we never see them. We doing this our freedom. When shots pimping, we eat them. A doubter to a believer. My people never deceive us. I'm rocking them double Q, and you know that I'm with my people. It ain't hard to do the math. What the realest, so you know that you can have. It's Q Squared. Every damn case we try to crack, we take a lot of feedback from the chat. You know it's Q Squared. It ain't a secret, and you know just where we at. You know it's Q Squared. That's John Q, Miss Q. It's a wrap.
Q Squared.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the realest podcast on YouTube.
Number 1, Q Squared.
We got Miss Q Carlock and Mr. John
Q holding it down.
You hear something come from Q's mouth, then you say Q said it.
Let's get it.
Y'all know what time it is, right? Let's do it.
It's time to go to work. Break it down.
Q2.
Let
me see them 8 balls. I need to see them blocks and keys. Put them in the chat.
Listen, y'all made my day really go well. Very, very positive.
Q Squared.
But then you're gonna, pop out in the real way.
Break it down.
Don't feel bad about that.
Take your power of attention and go to Q Squared.
Nothing makes sense. Period. We know we got people in the shadows.
Someplace else within. Break it down.
With my people.
Period.
It ain't hard to do the math. What the realest, so you know that you can have. It's Q Squared. Every damn case we try to crack, we take a lot of feedback from the chat. You know it's Q Squared. It ain't a secret, and you know just where we at. You know it's Q Squared. That's John Q, Miss Q. It's a wrap.
Q Squared. The one and only, incomparable. The one with foresight, strength.
I didn't hide that shit.
I bring you Miss Q.
And Mr. John
Q holding it down.
You hear something come from Q's mouth, then you say Q said it. Period.
Let's get it.
Y'all know what time it is, right? Let's do it.
It's time to go to work. Break it down.
Q2. y'all tune in next Wednesday. We back at it again.